Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates for the upcoming 3 weeks, spanning from November 10 to November 28, indicate that viewers can expect some delightful Thanksgiving surprises. Not only that, but the introduction of Bill Spencer's Dawn Diamond, intriguing new hire, and a fair share of wedding preparation drama. During the week of November 10 to 14, fans will witness some electrifying moments between Deacon Sharp, Shane Cannon, and Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, as they share a dance at Il Giardino. Even if this turns out to be merely a fantasy sequence, it could serve as a significant hint regarding the romantic path that Taylor and Deacon are likely to embark on in B and B. Will Sheila Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, finally realize that Taylor is more than just a supportive therapist in Deacon's life? Taylor harbors feelings for Deacon, which could potentially jeopardize Sheila's marriage, especially since she is also developing a crush on him. In addition, Bill will take action to address the toxic atmosphere at the beach house. Former Big Brother champion and reality television personality, Rachel Rayleigh is set to reprise her role as Rachel, the bikini bar server. However, this time she won't be serving food and drinks. Instead, Rachel has taken on a new venture as an energy healer, which means that Bill will be hiring her to cleanse the negative energies before Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, and Electra Forrester, Lania Grace, take up residence. Be sure to catch Rachel in the episodes scheduled to air on November 13 and November 14. This transition to the beach house is bound to disturb Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, when she receives news in prison, prompting her to spiral and start to focus on escaping. In the week spanning from November 17 to November 21, Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, and Hope Logan, Annika Noel will be intensifying their preparations for their upcoming wedding. However, there's another pressing matter at hand: Beth Spencer's, Jordan Gracie, efforts to prevent Sheila from attending the ceremony. This issue might resurface and create some tension, especially if Sheila believes that Deacon should accompany her regardless. Deacon might contend that they ought to honor Beth's desires, but it's clear that Sheila will not take this news lightly. Meanwhile, Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, is set to enjoy more meaningful moments with Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, as he endeavors to strengthen their romantic connection. We can expect to see that trend persist throughout the week of November 24 to 28, as Daphne and Carter make their way to Il Giardino to celebrate Thanksgiving. Interestingly, Deacon has decided to extend an invitation to both Carter and Daphne for his own Turkey Day festivities alongside Sheila. This means the four of them will find themselves in a somewhat awkward yet pleasantly memorable gathering this year. This special Thanksgiving episode is set to air on November 26 and will also feature a reunion for John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, and Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline Matsinas Wood, and of course their family, Kelly Spencer, Sophia Paris, Hayes Finnegan, Brian David Garlick, and Taylor. Adding to the excitement, an unexpected guest is also slated to join the Thanksgiving celebration, making it intriguing to discover who will bring an extra dose of joy to the holiday. While Matthew Atkinson has been seen on set filming as Thomas once again, it appears he might not return to the screen until the Christmas season. If that turns out to be true, it opens up the possibility for this special Thanksgiving guest to be someone entirely different. There have been whispers about Douglas Forrester, Henry Samiri, making an appearance, so it's possible he could show up solo for some reason. In any case, the bold and the beautiful spoilers indicate that the upcoming 3 weeks are bound to deliver some significant news and thrilling surprises. Los Angeles might sparkle under the California sun, but as the bold and the beautiful heads into Thanksgiving 3 weeks from now, the warmth of the holiday season won't stop secrets, rivalries, and heartbreak from taking center stage. With unexpected dinner guests, emotional reunions, and a shocking corporate shakeup at Spencer Publications, the next 3 weeks promise to deliver the perfect storm of passion, betrayal, and stunning surprises. Below, dive into a creative and detailed look at what's coming up in this sizzling 3-week stretch, as the Forresters, Logans, and Spencers prepare for a Thanksgiving no one will ever forget. The week kicks off with lingering tension between Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Matsins Wood, and Hope Logan, Annika Noel. Though they've managed moments of civility for the sake of the kids, it's clear that their truce is fragile at best. Hope's closeness to Finn, Tanner Novlin, during his crisis over Sheila's release hasn't gone unnoticed, least of all by a protective Steffi. Steffi's growing suspicion might come to a head when she catches Finn and Hope sharing what looks like a tender moment at Forrester Creations. What Steffi doesn't realize is that Hope was simply offering emotional support. But perception, as always in LA, becomes reality. Meanwhile, Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, begins to spiral again. He's been attempting to focus on co-parenting with Hope, but her connection to Finn reignites old insecurities. When Liam confides in his father, Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, he's stunned by Bill's advice, and even more by Bill's next big move. Bill, newly determined to protect his family empire, makes an unexpected business decision that sends shockwaves through Spencer Publications. He hires a mysterious new executive, a woman from his past named Ariana Wolf, a shrewd strategist known for saving sinking companies. But Ariana has secrets of her own, and her arrival in Los Angeles might not just shake up the business world, but also the personal lives of the Spencers. Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, find themselves caught in a tug-of-war between gratitude and doubt. Ridge, ever the romantic when holidays roll around, suggests a family Thanksgiving hosted at the Forrester mansion. But Brooke's hesitation about inviting certain guests sparks new tension. Should Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, be allowed anywhere near the Forresters this year? Brooke says absolutely not, but Finn's opinion might differ, especially when Leigh Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, surprisingly sides with Finn in giving Sheila one more chance. By week's end, invitations are being extended, grudges are being tested, and several characters are forced to choose between loyalty and forgiveness. The second week brings a lighter, romantic tone, at least on the surface. There's buzz around a possible wedding announcement, but who's heading down the aisle? Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, and Katie Logan, Heather Tom, seem closer than ever, with Carter quietly planning a surprise proposal that could change both their lives. Yet, just as Carter thinks everything is falling into place, Bill's new hire, Ariana Wolf, takes a professional interest in him, and that interest may not stay purely professional for long. Katie, sensing trouble, begins to question her choices. She's torn between a man who's been nothing but loyal and another who once broke her heart, but might finally be ready to settle down. Bill, after all, seems to be trying. His business expansion, his renewed relationship with Will, and his charitable foundation all point toward redemption. But is it real or just another Spencer illusion? Meanwhile, Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, is back in full focus as she wrestles with a huge decision. Following recent revelations about her future, she's torn between Zen DeForester, Dylan DeMetz, and R.J. Forrester, Joshua Hoffman. Both men want her in their lives, but Luna's heart might surprise everyone. Her aunt Lai, seeing the emotional chaos, decides to intervene. She warns Luna not to repeat the mistakes of her generation, but Lai's advice comes with an eerie warning about love that costs too much. What could she mean? Across town, Hope is struggling with her own feelings of confusion. Despite everything, her attraction to Finn seems to grow stronger, and their mutual empathy becomes dangerous territory. Steffi's instincts kick in, and she calls Hope out in a tense, dramatic confrontation at Forrester Creations that leaves everyone rattled. "Do you want my husband, Hope? Because it feels like you do," Steffi hisses. Hope, shaken, insists she doesn't. But her lingering stare at Finn afterward says otherwise. And then there's Shayla. Fresh out of trouble but still deeply manipulative, she sets her sights on a new mission, getting herself invited to Thanksgiving dinner. Her tactic: appealing to Deacon Sharps, Sin Cannon, Hart, and guilt-tripping him into lobbying Finn and Hope for an olive branch. By the end of week 2, the stage is set. A holiday filled with unspoken feelings, fragile truces, and the faint sound of wedding bells echoing through the Forrester estate. Thanksgiving week arrives, and with it, all the chaos and emotional fireworks the bold and the beautiful does best. At the Forrester mansion, the table is lavishly set. The family portraits glow, and Eric, John the cook, seems more determined than ever to celebrate gratitude and unity. But as the guests arrive, the atmosphere quickly becomes anything but peaceful. Ridge and Brooke greet guests with forced smiles. Steffi and Finn arrive hand in hand, but Hope's unexpected entrance sends a visible chill through the air. Then, just as the mood begins to thaw, Liam shows up uninvited. His claim: he just wanted to see Kelly, but Steffi knows better. Meanwhile, Carter's romantic surprise is derailed when Katie's phone buzzes, and it's a message from Bill. The cryptic text simply reads, "We need to talk. Urgent. About Ariana." Katie excuses herself, and what follows could be one of the biggest emotional showdowns of the season. Bill confides that Ariana Wolf isn't just his new hire, she's his ex-fiancée from years ago, a woman he once nearly married before Katie entered his life. Worse still, Ariana may have an ulterior motive for joining Spencer Publications: revenge. Katie reels at the revelation. Is this another of Bill's manipulations, or is Ariana really a threat? When Carter overhears part of their argument, the engagement he planned feels suddenly impossible. Back at the Forrester estate, tension erupts over Sheila's surprise arrival. Deacon, despite better judgment, brings her along, claiming she just wanted to drop off a pie. The moment Steffi spots Sheila in the doorway, chaos ignites. Ridge orders Sheila to leave immediately, while Finn stands frozen, torn between his wife and his mother. Hope steps in, trying to calm everyone, but her empathy toward Sheila only makes things worse. In a shocking twist, Eric collapses mid-argument. The entire room rushes to his side as Finn jumps into doctor mode. While Eric ultimately stabilizes, the scare forces everyone to pause, and in that moment, gratitude floods the room. Ridge, teary-eyed, delivers a speech about forgiveness, legacy, and the meaning of family. Even Sheila seems touched, though for her, it might be more about strategy than sentiment. As dinner proceeds, Brooke notices a familiar spark between Hope and Finn, one that Steffi can no longer ignore. Ridge tries to smooth things over, but his eyes linger on Brooke, as if he's reminded of all the holidays where love and chaos danced together under their roof. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our BOLD and BUTFUEL UPDATE YouTube channel for more update news.